How y'all doing, family? This is Chris Rob with Media TV, and I'm gonna be showing y'all this quick little video that happened on today, ESPN First Take, but we call it ESPN First Fake. But they're talking about what Laura Ingraham said about LeBron James, talking about some shut up and dribble. So we'll get into this video right quick, and I'll stop it, and then I'll come with my comments, and then I'll play it again. I'll stop to come with my comments and stuff like that, family. So y'all just sit back and relax. I'm gonna play this video right quick.
Shut up and dribble, as you just heard. That wasn't the only disturbing incident from the weekend, as Devontae Smith-Pelly of the Washington Capitals was a victim of racism in Chicago. Will Kane with us now. Will, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. You bet.
Will Kane is a Peckerwood, family, and he's right there, right up at the top, at the right box, at the top right box, family.
I want to start with you. How should white Americans feel about this? We want to flip the script here.
Watch how this racist ass motherfucker answer this question, and he gonna dodge it like a bitch.
Well, look, I'm not dismissing your question, Molly. I truly am not, but I don't speak for white Americans, and I don't know who does. And
hold on, if you don't speak for white America, why the fuck are you on why are you on the show? Why are you on the fucking show if you don't speak for white America? That shit is debunked.
to some extent, I'm even bothered by the question. So I'm going to respond to you with a question just quickly, but I want to say this. We're not monoliths. Anybody that's ever watched this show knows, for example, Max Kellerman and Will Kane have extremely different world.
Stop beating around the bush, Max Kane. Stop beating around the bush.
Despite the similarity in the color of our skin. So I don't know why anyone would say there's some unifying voice or unifying response that someone would have based upon the color of their skin.
Will, before you go on, let me acknowledge that I'm the one that instigated this question. But I want you to understand. I want you to understand the premise from which it comes from. What I want is a level of understanding, meaning that I know of black individuals who have said, we're tired of seeing us as black folks being the ones to have to talk about these issues or have to talk about issues of race because we know how we feel. We want to hear how you feel. That's where the question is coming from.
Okay. And I'm not dismissing it, Stephen A. I want to have an honest conversation. But here, the reason I say that, Stephen A., is not to be here's the thing. I think we look at superficial dividers in society today as too primary in our worldview. It's the main filter. I hear you do this often, Stephen A., and you and I are friends and we respect each other, but I really begrudge when you do this, when you say, as a black man. You know what? When I listen to you, Stephen A., I don't listen to you as a black man. I listen to you as an individual with whom I respect, who I don't categorize via the color of his skin, nor his political things.
But I think you have a different experience, a different life experience based on your race.
That's fair, Molly. It is. Yeah. It is, Molly. It's not to do this kumbaya BS about the world is colorblind. I'm not advocating this colorblindness stuff. I'm not saying that we're ignorant of our differences. We acknowledge them. The question is how primary. Now, Stephen A., I can answer the question as an individual who one of his characteristics happens to be white. The hockey incident, the Chicago Blackhawks. Look, it's vile. It's reductionary. It treats human beings as, it's the thing I'm railing against as we speak. You've reduced this person into simply the color of his skin. And if I'm sitting in those stands, I shout those guys down, those four individuals down. I advocate for them to be thrown out. I don't want...
Hey, family, it's funny how they always say when they do something, it's individuals. But when black family, when we do something, they categorize the whole fucking race. Black people do this, and black people do that, and black people, you know what I'm saying? It's always, we always get categorized as a whole, but them, I don't speak for white family and stuff like that. I don't speak, man, shut the fuck up, man. They always want to make sure they protect their own and shit like that.
To ever have that lead to questions like the one I'm asking today. All I'm pushing back on, Stephen A., in the end, is this idea that somehow you are a monolith with black America, and I am a monolith with white America, when the goal truly is that we're individuals and have differences within that individuality. Yeah. Will, if you don't mind, I'd like to say something about this because I do think that in this question, you can treat white Americans as a monolith. That doesn't mean there's unanimity there. But I will say this about the election, the last election, and it was really LeBron talking about Trump. So when we ask how white Americans should feel about it, if I may, I'd just like to say a few things that maybe you'll have a response and we can get into this. The election broke down along racial lines. Every single group of white people voted for Trump more than they did Hillary. Every single.
Yeah, you know why? Because they saw that Trump. They saw Trump. They was down with going against Black America. They saw Trump that was going against everybody. He was going against everybody except white America. They know Trump is the good old American, white racist, old crusty ass, fucking good boy, good two shoes, racist ass, old motherfucker that don't give a fuck about nobody except they white American people. But really, he don't even give a fuck about the poor white American people. He only give a fuck about the rich American people, the good old boy. So that shit is shot down, Max Kellerman. Come back with another one. You feel what I'm saying?
Group voted for Trump, including white women. Everyone voted for Trump, right? Now, who were white? It was white identity politics. That's a fair thing to say. Now, there were certain subgroups of white people who voted for him in higher percentage. For example, if you were male, older, and uneducated, those things correlated with more votes for Trump, right? But every group voted for Trump. So it's fair to say that white people voted as a monolith. That doesn't mean that there weren't white people, for example, me, who were part of a multiracial coalition. That doesn't mean that there aren't white people, for example, you, who maybe didn't feel good about voting for Trump and maybe didn't cast their vote for him or for Hillary or whatever, right? But it does mean that if you can say every group of white people voted for a certain candidate, and that candidate was dog whistling to white people, and not really hardly disguised, then it's fair to say that that's identity politics. So how should white people feel about it? I think those who voted for Trump, who are having misgivings at this point and are listening to someone like LeBron James echo the sentiment that is echoed by many. For example, New York Times, which is a credible news source, just as the Wall Street.
Okay, now check this out. Yeah, all the people that fucking voted for him are fucking racist, and they wanted to make sure that he was gonna bring that fucking racism back, and to make sure they get tough on everybody else, especially the black family and shit like that. And what Max is doing right now, he's kind of like, he's saying some truth, but at the same time, he's still beating around the bush. He's still beating around the bush because he's know at the end of the day, he's white and he had to go back to the home to his white family and stuff like that. So he has to say some true and some kind of in the middle of the line. So he don't want to anger his white family and his white people and stuff like that. So he kind of gotta kind of like be eased up on his answers. So y'all check it out.
Journalism. I'm not talking about the op-ed section. I mean the news section. Just did a survey of 171 political scientists ranking all the presidents. Trump ranked dead last. Dead last. So for those people who.
But family, what he forgot to say was 66% of white women voted for his ass. And that should tell you something right there. 66% of white women voted for his ass. And they know this motherfucker was kissing on white women, disrespecting him and all that shit like that. But you know what they do, family? They always stay on code, and that's what we have to do. Always stay on code. You feel what I'm saying?
And you look at the polls, the lowest in history at this point in the presidency, who are having misgivings about Trump and are white. How should those people feel about it who voted for him? They should maybe examine their own motivation and ask themselves some tough questions about whether a call to identity politics along racial lines worked on them and whether that's the kind of person they are.
You just said it. That they are the kind of person they are. They don't give a fuck. they like their racism because they know that their time will be up very soon. They know their time will be up very soon, so they have to make sure they have to get out with their racism, and they have to explore it, and they have to make sure they push it even harder and harder that they ever done before. So all Trump do, he make them more comfortable expressing their racism, and it's happening even more than it has before. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure it keeps spreading and keeps spreading and keeps spreading because they really want a civil war. That's what they really want to do. But they know that their time, like I said, their time is up very soon, and they're dying off. They're not having many kids. White women are they don't even have like they reproductive system and stuff like that is very slow, especially with the opioid epidemic that's going on right now. They're dying. It's like 175 are dying a day, and most babies that's been born from the opioid epidemic, they're not the same. They're not the same as a regular kid. They don't respond well. They don't have that many attributes. Another thing is they're slow of learning, and it's like it's real hard for them to live. But we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? I hope all of them fucking pass away. But just want to let y'all know what went on today on ESPN First Fake today, and all these fucking Peckerwoods. How they trying to take up for this fucking white devil and shit like that. And family, y'all have a good morning and have a good day.